Hi everyone, I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in January in Vancouver, and I'm joined by Troy Boisjoli of ATHA Energy. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so ATHA, major transformation underway, happening.
Yes.
As you consume two other uranium companies to become what we were just talking about, which is just a uranium explorer of scale. And just before I let you talk, I think the preface there is that exploration is great, but usually you're just looking at sort of one company that has one or two targets, and so there's just not that many shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
But ATHA's approach is very different.
Yeah, 100% it's different, and it's exploration at scale, but with the acquisitions of LUR and 92E, what it does is it diversifies ourselves along an exploration risk curve as well. So we'll have 7 million acres of exploration property across 3 jurisdictions in Canada, Athabasca Basin, Thelon Basin, CMB in Labrador. And, you know, on a combined basis, we'll have over $65 million on the balance sheet. So we're financed to be able to explore at scale in this market.
And that's one thing that we were also just chatting about, which is it's one thing to have a big portfolio that has lots of interesting projects, lots of interesting targets, but it's another thing to actually progress a bunch of those projects in just 1 year. And usually that can't happen because companies don't have $65 million in the bank. So this timing has worked out well. I mean, obviously the market is really excited about the opportunities in your portfolio.
Yeah, the response has been great. The response has been terrific. And that's our entire strategy, is to build a company at scale, explore at scale at this time in the market. And ultimately with the objective of obviously advancing assets, et cetera, but really becoming the institutionally investable exploration company of choice in this cycle, you know, based off our size, scale, market cap, and the amount of work that we're doing.
Fantastic. Okay, let's hone in on a few of the assets there. I mean, there's the one that's the big entity, which is the Angelac deposit.
Yes.
Talk about your approach there. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with the project, but talk about what ATHA is going to do at Angelac this year.
Sure. So I've spent a lot of time looking at basement-hosted uranium deposits, Eagle Point, Arrow, et cetera. And when we look at Angelac, I see expansion potential. I see expansion potential in multiple areas at depth, footwall, hanging wall, on strike of the zones, et cetera. And so that's what we're going to do. We intend to expand that resource significantly. And we also, you know, you look at the structural setup there and the targets that are on the property itself. The property itself is very much underexplored. You know, there's multiple intersections of uranium mineralization in previous drilling, and so we're going to also be exploring for new discoveries on that property. Yeah,
it's a cool property to walk into because there's actually a lot of data.
Yes.
But then because a combination of it's expensive to explore up there, and there haven't been that many seasons when the uranium market has supported and whatnot, there's been all this data and lots of targets, but only a few zones have really been advanced.
Exactly, and that sets up a fantastic opportunity for us. We have a technical team that's fully up to speed. We see the potential there. We see the potential to expand. And you look at not just the geology and the targets, but you look at the performance of that resource historically. Okay? So it went from 14 million pounds one season of drilling, went to 27 million pounds. Another season of drilling went to 43 million pounds. So it's still a very steep part of that resource development curve, which we really like, obviously.
Okay, earlier stage is the Gemini project discovery. Talk a little bit about that and what you like about that opportunity.
In my view, it's directly analogous to the Rabbit Lake corridor.
Yeah.
I look at the style of mineralization, alteration, structure, geology. It's in the Hidden Bay assemblage, which is very analogous to where Rabbit Lake is up in the Hidden Bay assemblage. And the exploration potential that we see going north of GMZ that's completely untested has us really excited. There's very few of these basement-hosted uranium corridors in the Athabasca Basin, especially on the edge of the basin. And so, yeah, we really like the exploration upside along that corridor.
Okay, in terms of pure exploration, so projects, targets that haven't yet delivered a discovery. We talked about a resource, we talked about a discovery that now deserves expansion. What project in your portfolio are you most excited about on the let's try and make a brand new discovery front?
we have 3.8 million acres.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking you to hone it down a little bit.
Well, we invested. We invested in the largest ever EM survey ever conducted in the basin last year. We flew about 2.1 million acres. We've got results out for 6 of those projects in terms of target generation, and I can't tell you right now because we're still in the process of comparing. We're in the process right now of systematically assessing the entirety of that land position.
Yeah.
And what I can tell you though is like think about that opportunity. Okay, so exploration is a business of probability at a certain stage, right? Probability increases with scale. And so what we have the opportunity to do is define the highest probability, highest potential target amongst the largest land position in the best uranium jurisdiction in the world. So we like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good answer to what are you most excited about.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, there's going to be so much news coming out of ATHA over the next year. You guys will be busy. You have a big enough team to actually take on the huge scale of work that you've just outlined, which is important. And I really look forward to keeping up with the story.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Gwen. Appreciate it.